Alright, welcome back. We still haven't been able to resolve the disconnect issue. Port of Team Purple doesn't have any internet. While we are trying to solve this, I am joined by a new caster. Hello, introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Oliver Ollie. I played in yesterday's tournament as a name I cannot pronounce due to it being my EU West Smurf. We lost. I was the mid laner of Team Blue, and we lost quite hard, I'd say. But it was fun nonetheless. And this tourney has been a really nice change of pace when it comes to just school activity and trying to get people together and excited around worlds and whatnot. So I've really appreciated what our production has put in thus far.
Yeah, no, it's hard, like during Corona lockdown to get together and do stuff. We tried holding some watch parties for Worlds, but otherwise it's hard to organize events. So being able to have an all-digital event like this would be, it's really fun.
Yeah. So right now we are experiencing some technical difficulties. One of the players on, was it Team Purple?
The support on Team Purple doesn't have any internet right now.
And it is trying to be fixed as we speak. So the players are going to enter Pro Drafts.
Yeah, the players have entered Pro Draft without that support, so they will be doing all of the pick and bans off stream like in the previous games, and then if they get internet back, they will be able to play the game. If they don't get internet back, there are two possibilities. Either we get in a substitute player for them, or we simply have to call the match and let Team White move over to the finals. Which, I mean, I would always prefer if we get to play and cost the match, but sometimes it is what it is.
I mean, but the more games, the better, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing wrong with that. But as it's looking right now, if the substitute idea would have to go through, then every other team that's participated in the bracket has to agree to let that substitute in. Because it was never an option for any other team, but no other team really had the same problems that Purple. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like the support is able to connect right now. We're not sure if we're gonna see any more disconnects, but as it looks right now, they will be playing. Yeah, no, right now it looks like they will be playing, but through their phone internet, so they will be at a disadvantage, but at least we will get a game.
I mean, that has to feel better for the team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, like, either you just take the punch and lie down, or you try to fight and take the last stand. And, I mean, I know what my team would have gone for that, but it's good to see that they really try it. Like, you see the passion, that they really want to do this, and they're really excited about it, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, this entire tournament is a thing of passion. Like, we're a small group in the production team as well, and we're really driven to make this work, despite what may come. So, yeah, it looks like we will get a game. Hopefully it will be a good game, and then for the next time we organize an event, we as organizers and production will probably have some better preparations in place.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty unforeseen to just have this big of a disconnect. I mean, usually whenever the power goes, maybe like a quick power outage or just your router being goofy, it happens. And I mean, if we didn't have that many players to begin with when we divided out the teams, then understandably focusing on actually having 5 for everyone instead of having 6s,
Yeah, exactly. Because when we were drafting for these teams, we had exactly enough for making 4 teams, and then some of the production members said as well that we're willing to play if we don't get enough for a full team, we can fill in, just so we have full rosters. But we did manage to get exactly 20 players, and that's perfect for just making 4 or 5-man teams.
Yeah. Better than leaving it at 3 and then having 2 people that can't play.
Yeah, also, because we had 4 teams, we were able to do this really nice, like, double bracket with a losers round as well. But if we were doing only had 3 teams, we would either have a really awkward double round robin system, or it's just basically having 4 teams was the optimal choice bracket wise as well for us.
Oh yeah, and you can't either expect 8 teams to be able to go through, because that's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean 4 is the perfect amount for this type of tournament.
Yeah. So I think right now the pro draft is underway. The players are all reconnected, so now we will be leaving for another short pause, much shorter this time. Oh, or we can actually look over the team comps. Yeah, never mind, no breaks here. We're looking over the team comps of Team Purple and Team White. Getting told in the ear here by our Supreme Leader, Kim. So yeah, Team Purple, we have Ryzer in the top lane, which we both know here from the casting desk before. Fengi in the jungle, Normie in the mid, Kali on the ADC position, and Chicken Noodle Soup freshly reconnected with the phone internet in the support. Ollie, you played against...
I've lost against both of these teams, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And we've also... Team Blue has also scrimmed against Purple 2 times before. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a disconnect when we scrimmed as well with the internet, so that might have been the support player. I don't remember it specifically being them, but... Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and then Team White, we have Taker in the top, No Migos, the Beast in the jungle, we have Midling in the mid lane, Matt Pugh in the bot, together with Garsher Blue as support. Yeah, that jungle, it's very intense.
I can tell you this much, that Matthew have been doing extremely well. He is a very strong AD carry.
Yeah.
Nothing bad towards any other of the team members, but I think an optimal win is playing through him. Gosher Blue, I think, has been performing better than people might have been expecting.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you see the bronze icon, you think, oh, that might be the weak link, but we've seen a really good, performance from Gosher Blue as well. And with that, we will be looking into the champion select. We already have the first bans picks out, and that Olaf ban, obviously.
Oh yeah, after yesterday's performance, it was...
I really like that they're banning out the Cillian as well, that's respect.
Yeah, so something that I think is interesting here, right, is that they clearly banned out against Gacha Blue, and they saw that yesterday. Something that I think that Gacha Blue has better champions to pick, but I think that the idea of just being able to throw your R on whoever is hyper carrying is like, you know, it's the Shen idea, right? You don't want to play against Shen because he'll go really, really hard on your bot lane.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we see mid lane with another interesting mid lane pick. First it was the mid lane cannon, now we're getting a mid lane rumble.
So he's actually been playing this outside of, you know, as in training, and not while scrimming, because he actually left that out though, but after scouting phase, he's actually been playing this, and it was one of the few notable AP picks that we tried as Team Blue to ban out against him, because it's a bit scary. He and Gacha Blue also flex Vel'Koz between the two, but otherwise Midling really likes to have these really, like, if you'd like to call them cheesy AD mid picks like Renekton and whatnot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we see with the Ornn ban coming in as well, now both of the 2 standard top lane tanks in Shen and Ornn are banned out, which is why we see the Malphite versus Sylas matchup there. And with the Equalizer, with the Unstoppable Force, we got some really juicy ultimates to steal here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see which support is picked by White as well, to see how spicy this becomes.
Yeah.
Something that I wanna... Oh, yep, continue.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at the ADC picks, because both the Ashe and the Vayne, these are champions we haven't seen much yet in the tournament here.
Ashe is a surprise to not have been seen, though. She is very, very good right now, but
Yeah, no,
maybe
good.
people aren't just that comfortable on her.
No, and we did see Team Purple actually choosing to ban out the Caitlyn. Because otherwise that's something I would have expected to be picked by them. And Gesher Blue is back on the Morgana, really just strong, solid champion. Black shield, lots of CC.
Yeah. Looking at Purple again, Fagel got his Kindred. He has a lot of mastery points on that character. He's very proficient on her.
He's really good on the Kindred.
And Normie got his Diana as well, which I know has been banned against him at least in 2 games during this tournament. So that is a pick that is going to be interesting to look at, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, about the Ashe pickup here, Team White did ban out both Ezreal and Jinx, so like the AD pool was reduced quite considerably, which is probably why we see the Ashe come up here. Not sure how with the Vayne as well, if it's like a very weird pick, but I mean when the prio list falls down, you start seeing these less standard ADCs. Yeah, and since Matthew played the Samira before, maybe this kind of in-your-face ADC fits his playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, in-your-face AD carry playstyle, what has Matthew been feared for the most? It's probably his Lucian. I mean, Samira has the effect of nobody actually wanted to play against it.
Yeah.
So therefore, that probably draws the ban more often. But
yep. Yeah, no, I mean, we did see it on him on it last game. It didn't look bad, but it wasn't maybe what was good in that specific team comp.
I mean, if you're looking at the Vayne, right? So right now, Team White does not have... If they would have gone for the Lucian instead, their late game would have been subpar.
Yeah.
I mean, you can of course go to tier build with Lucian, but that's not gonna catch up as much as a Vayne would do, or a Caitlyn, or a Ashe, or etc.
Yeah, but also usually Vayne with her passive, you usually see her as a tank shredder, but on Team Purple side, we don't really have any tank. Instead, both top and mid are just AP assassin brawlers. They just want to find the backline and then dive right into them.
Looking at how White has Lido, I think that they're gonna do a very heavy focus on bot lane specifically.
Yeah.
And try to have Matthew get so far ahead, maybe, that it doesn't matter if you're a tank or not, you're still gonna die in free autos with Ginsus.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they snowballing the Vayne here is very much a viable strategy for Team White, with the Morgana as well being really good at setting up ganks. So we have to pay a lot of attention to the bot side here.
But then looking at outside of the bot side, I actually think that mid matchup and top matchup is really interesting.
I mean, I feel like the Sylas is a very direct counter pick to the Malphite, because I mean, you go AP into a champion that likes to stack armor, and also you like stealing the Malphite ult is one of the best things you can do on the Sylas.
Yeah, I think Racers has been really fun to watch this tournament. He is a very aggressive top laner. And that leads to some very fun clips from it, and just interactions that happen. So I want to see how far he can push this lead, and I want to see if Tikaru can actually keep up, more or less, and match him on the map.
Yeah, no, because that's also a really good point, because even in the game where Rysar was getting killed and pushed, like ganked a lot early on and lost and died twice, he still managed to create a farm lead. So he's a very solid player here. And if Purple is gonna get a lead, it will probably be through either mid or top. Yeah, and with that, we will be taking a short pause as we load into the game.
to Summoner's Rift.
Hello everyone, we have entered the game. So, looking at it, no one is going for any cheesy level 1 strats here. No invades. And I mean, that's probably... I mean, this far into the tournament, you really don't want to mess up at this stage. And a level 1 can really spell the death, especially for red team if they would invade blue.
Because Team Purple here, they don't... I mean, they are a bit more on the scaling side, and both the Lee Sin and the Vayne can be very scary early on.
Yeah, because red doesn't have that bad of a level 1 team either way, but like, it's that snowball potential that is way too scary to actually try to go for right now.
Yeah.
So
so it seems like both teams are just setting up for a standard start. On the item side, we see very defensive item start from Team White here with a triple Doran's shield.
The only one that I think is surprising out of those is the Vayne, but then again he's against the
it's gonna be out. Yeah, it's gonna be outranged in the laning phase. Probably have a slightly rough for the first few levels at least. And also against Lulu Ashe, I think he's gonna lose the push unless Morgana invests a lot of mana in pushing out the wave.
That is definitely the case. But that also indicates that we might have overestimated how much White has wanted to be aggressive this early on.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. We see already there Kali finding those cheeky little arrows each time Matthew tries to step up and see us.
And that's just what you gotta look for as Ashe. You're not gonna win in these hard, like, you know, 4-man bots like, out of pure damage. But you just gotta set it up for your team.
Yeah, Riser misses the stun, still takes a decently favorable trade. Now he's starting to hurt quite a lot. Takes some minion damage as well, while Takuro doesn't. And he's running Fleet Footwork instead of the standard Conqueror on the Sylas.
Really well turned there through Takuro.
Yeah.
Being able to dodge out that E and then just trading
no Migos is coming in for the gank and picks up first blood.
There's nothing Raisu can do there, looking at it. I mean, he didn't have it warded. There's a cheeky little emote as well. I mean, I don't think the players are thinking about tilt factor, but it's always the case, right?
Yeah, no. Another thing that's worth pointing out is that, I mean, Team White comes after directly playing a game, while Team Purple hasn't been able to practice really much today for this. So they might not be warmed up yet.
It was an interesting exchange between V and Kindred.
Yeah, I mean, Kindred, I feel like Lee just wins the 1v1 normally, but...
Oh yeah, definitely, but if Kindred and Sylas would have coordinated that better, they might have been able to collapse on him. Not in a very favorable way, because he was too towards the not the Raptors, but the Krugs.
Yeah, it was very far back, so it would be hard for Sylas to collapse.
Yeah, but it would have. I mean, it was so far up to the towers. At that point, you might as well go for it.
Yeah.
But either way, Lee Sin makes it out, stealing that camp. Really good for him.
Yeah.
We'll see how some of the scuttle plays goes off. Lee is now bought with the scuttle spawn down there.
And also once again, Kindred gets a mark to spawn on the far side scuttle, and Lee is just waiting there to pick it up. So it's unlucky for Thengi. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Takuro taking some very unfavorable trades, while Riser is perfectly happy healing back up with the cookies and the potion.
Yeah, so now we see that Raisu still, it doesn't dissuade him that he did become First Blood. He'll just continue to be this aggressive, and I think
and he has built up a farm lead off of this aggression as well. You know, in the mid lane, we see Normie going all in on mid lane. Thank ready to follow up as well, and mid lane has to flash out.
Yeah, so if we look at mid lane summoners as well, Rumble's mid usually take Ignite due to the high kill pressure.
Yeah.
He would still have the high kill pressure on a Diana, but because of the Kindred as well, having an exhaust in this matchup is really, really good.
Yeah, I think it's a really good pickup.
He didn't burn it here. I don't know if maybe he could have used that instead of the flash, but I mean, better safe than sorry when it comes to getting a Diana fed.
Yeah, because Kindred, partly, Diana fed is super scary, but also Kindred, even if Kindred is a little bit behind, the third hit does
another
a lot of damage here.
Fight on the top. Tekiro just slapping Razor. He's gonna have to burn Flash here to be able to get away.
Yeah.
I think
Tekiro doesn't care too much about the minion damage. Oh, the stun doesn't connect, and Tekiro styling.
Yeah, I think the Razor might have had to flash a little bit earlier there, just to not be in range for the autos and whatnot. But really well played by Tekiro there, just running Silas down.
Yeah, and this is interesting because it seems a lot of these trades do go on for pretty long. I mean, Malphite with the Seismic Shard, not only does he slow the target, but he gets move speed himself. So it's easy for him to stick to the target and extend these trades. And in that case, Fleet Footwork doesn't really do much for you.
Only a very slight amount of move speed that you can get from it, and a very light heal. So it's very good for trading, but it's not so good for extended fights.
Yeah, no, and Malphite has been able to extend these trades and drag them out a lot, and that has that's not great for Rysar Silas.
Then if we just want to look at Malphite's rune, like, you know, Grasp is something that you either just want to proc once and run away, or you want to keep fighting with it. Due to its nature of proccing a lot in extended fights. And because none of these top laners have that much damage right now, that Grasp is going to proc a lot of times. I wouldn't be able to say exactly how much.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's interesting itemization here. Tekiro going for full on side lane 1v1 me bro style.
Yeah, that is
rushing the Wit's End.
Oh my. That is very interesting. I've yet to see a Wit's End Malphite.
I think it's a good way to deal with the Silas, though. And I mean, the longer the fight goes on, the more he's winning. So just getting that extra attack speed to keep up these long fights, I mean, it's gonna do really good for him. Meanwhile, Figgy sneaking around the mid lane. He's getting spotted out, and no Migos coming in here. Figgy taking a lot of damage and will die. Moonfall not enough to finish
very
flash kick. Normie was going down as well.
A really good counter gank by Team White coming through. That was very well planned, and they seem to be fully aware of the situation. Now Tekiro and Razor taking another trade. I think Tekiro just has to.
Oh, Rysar did steal off the Unstoppable Force and use it, but it doesn't have much AP yet, so. And Tekiro with that big Nolomat, like anti-magic cloak, he doesn't take any damage.
And Team White also picks up the first dragon of the game.
Yeah, this is a very dominant performance coming in from Team White here.
So, looking at it, right? So right now, it's a bloodbath on the top side of the map. No team has really played through bot just yet, which I find surprising. Especially from White, but I mean, it's been working out for them, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, No Migos is a really good player, and he's been able to, like, wherever he goes, he just makes it work out, it seems. And
Rumble using his ult mid as well, just to clear, probably get a favorable back here.
Yeah, and when I talked about Team Purple here, I looked at Rysar as one of the, like, carry players here. One of the more consistent players on the team, so being able to shut him down and prevent him from creating any leads, I mean, that sets back Team Purple quite a lot.
Yeah, he is playing Silas though, and as long as Silas, if he can get a good TP gank, for example, or just a favorable 2v2 situation and come out ahead of that, he can start snowballing up.
Oh, No Migos with a ward off, going in for the 1v1 with Rysar.
He does have a dragon kick up, so we'll see if he uses it somehow.
He uses it well here, but Rysar taking the dragon kick of his own, and with that, Nomegos decides maybe I don't want to get kicked under the tower.
Yeah, the 1v1 there is a bit Lee favored, but having to chase under the tower is never going to be worth it in that situation.
No.
Oh, quick trade going on in mid.
Some quick trades doesn't. I mean, get some damage down here.
Nothing really relevant.
No,
that's as much as a Syndra queuing you in the middle of a wave.
Yeah, no, so it's important to notice here that, like, farm-wise it's very even. You'd think that maybe the Ashe with the range would be able to build up a farm advantage, but Matthew has been really good at farming under the tower, and we have very, very small farm discrepancies in all of the lanes.
I think the biggest one, I mean, Purple is a little ahead of it, right?
Yeah.
But which definitely helps them with the 1.5 gold advantage that Team White currently has.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
so White still has the gold lead because of the kills they've gotten so far.
Yeah. The Kindred farm being higher than the Lee's, that's that's something that you'd expect, but it's still
Yeah.
really good for her.
Yeah, no, she's been doing a good job farming, but also Nomigo's been able to get up multiple ganks while still staying almost evenly farmed. Kicks him under the tower.
Miscommunication there between Lee and
Oh,
Malphite.
fancy footwork, not enough to get a kill though.
Alright, so that was almost really bad for Team White. Having Lee and Malphite ult at the same time is... I mean, what do I have to say about that? They use both their ults and don't use it to their full effect.
Yeah, no, and Ryze are being able to get the Dragon Kick onto Lee and sending him back into the tower, almost managed to get up a return kill. But in the end it was not enough, and with that, Team White moves over to the Rift Herald.
Now we can actually see that poke coming through bot.
In the bot lane! Yeah,
ult burn for flash.
Yeah, ult for flash. I mean, slight favor to purple, but they really wanted to find a kill there.
I mean, you take that trade any day. Okay, a Herald fight goes over to White, but they are backing off, alright.
Yeah, no, I mean, the 3-man from White is definitely stronger in the short skirmish there. Not just because Lee is really, really strong, but also because Rumble with the Equalizer is very scary early on.
Looking at the map, these very quick melee trades in mid are exciting to watch because you never know whenever they're gonna switch over to kill mode.
Yeah, no, like because that switch can flip at any point.
This has to be.
Like both of them are trying to hold off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, none of them have enough damage right now to truly.
Ryze are going in though with this with a bit more AP under his belt. He is able to deal some damage, but I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough. His Halt burnt all his cooldown, and Taker is more than happy to run around. Never mind, Ryze does pick up the kill, and with that, a big shutdown as well.
Looking at it like that, so the Wit's End there, it is good for this certain situation, but because Malphite doesn't have that inherently much attack speed, and he won't really build any more attack speed.
No. I mean, you don't know that.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't know that. But looking at it ordinarily, oh wait, Nomigo's trying to.
Yeah, fishing really hard for that. Ward hops into the lane, but not able to find anything more off of it.
I mean, there's no way for him to get in after that except a flash, but they were so far back, so there's no way he actually gets in there.
Yeah, and if they had gone Feng, it was hanging around just behind the tower, ready to answer as well. And with that, it seems both of these teams are positioning very aggressively, trying to get control over bottom river.
Okay, so quick between. I mean, if nothing happens here mid. Okay, so the soul of this game is either going to be Cloud or. No, it was Cloud, sorry. It's gonna be Ocean or Mountain.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It's way better for White than Purple this game.
Yeah,
due to them having some of these tanks.
Yeah, Mountain Soul is gonna benefit all of them. I mean, to be fair, I think almost any champion can benefit a lot from the Ocean Soul.
Oh, of course.
But because it's just so strong. But the Mountain Soul especially would be huge for Team White and wouldn't do very much on the side of Team Purple.
I just see that Ocean Souls technically helps melee characters better, due to them being more in the fray and taking more damage. And looking at how Rumble is going to have to go into the team, Lee, Malphite.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a fair point. Meanwhile, we have more fight in the top lane, not going very favorable for Ryze. He might be in some trouble here. Unstoppable Force comes out from Takero, and Ryze decides to dash away there.
Just playing it passively, but we'll probably see a tower here from Nomigos.
Oh yeah, Nomigos. If the Q connects, it doesn't. He's still flash ults.
It works out. Oh, okay. Normie is going in on
getting caught out there, and will fall down, but Fake is really low. Flash is out of the Sonic Wave.
Normie, I think he was a bit too defensive there, because we know that Malphite does not have ult, and Lee does not have flash ult.
Yeah, with both of them having their ults down, I think they could have kept chasing, but also, Normie only has a proto belt. It's not a huge itemization coming in yet.
Oh no, I was mostly talking about how he flashed Lee Q.
Oh,
and how I felt like that.
Well, if Lee had queued in onto Normie, Lee probably could have continued to just pick up Fengi, because Fengi was really low.
But yeah, but Fengi also had ult.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that was maybe like a little bit skittish there.
Yeah, but right now, if you're in purple team's position, right, you just want to have these very low risk and medium reward plays
yeah,
to be able
yeah,
to
you don't
try
wanna...
to claw your way back into the game. And as you can see on the gold differential right now, no team has a tower, which is, you know, as it is.
Yeah.
White does have 2 dragons, which isn't really represented in the gold, which is, you know, they have a lead for that as well.
Yeah.
But otherwise than that, there's only a 600 gold lead for White right now. And looking at the kill score, for example, then you need to wonder, okay, so where's all this gold coming from? And then you look at how mid and bot lane both have just about, on average, a 15 gold lead over their counterparts in White.
Yeah, yeah, no, they have... I mean, we can actually switch over to show the gold, I think. Yeah, so you can see that in the bot lane we actually have a fairly significant gold lead for Team Purple.
Oh, Raizu going in there. Oh,
really deep.
Really nice ult steal there from him.
Yeah.
Tekro clearly wasn't expecting it.
No, I mean, you told me to expect flashy plays coming in from Rysar, and we've seen some flashy plays.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, this lane, it seems like he doesn't care at all how good or bad it goes.
No Migos though, sitting sneaky in the back with his spell shield, picks up a quick kill on Chicken Noodle Soup, and is going for more, but Fengi down with Lamp's Respite.
Coming in clutch.
Yeah.
So this is what I was talking about, how, oh, the Diana flash might have been good due to them wanting to, like, really take no risks at all. That is not going through to their bot lane if that is their game plan, because there they chased without having any vision or any idea where Lee was on the map at all. With, you know,
but because
Arc coming up and whatnot.
Yeah, some pretty big damage coming in from Normie here in the mid lane. Feng
And Rysar gets
getting caught out in the jungle. Yeah, flashes out, does not want to give in any kills.
In the middle of all of that as well, Raizu got first tower top, which is really good for Purple, as they need to
Yeah, now they've evened out the gold lead. They've evened out the gold difference. But I think the reason why Kali and Noodle Soup were willing to step up so far in the bot lane is because they have seen no action from either of the jungler in the bot lane barely. So they... I mean, never mind, now they've been hard camping it instead. It's gone from being an entirely top-centric game to being very heavy on the bot side.
I mean, at this point, the tower is down. I mean, Malphite is just gonna want to hit those minions as much as he can. Maybe do a quick roam bot or mid, either with TP or not. But Silas is going to continue to grow here, and like, even though I like the Wits End pick on Malphite, right, it's not going to be super beneficial for him in the long run.
No, it's definitely something that will be more... if he sticks to the side lane, and if he maybe picks up a Titanic Hydra as well, I don't know, then he can really be as like a split push threat, but...
But it doesn't look like he's gonna go that. Like, I mean, if the closest thing to a, you know, split push threat you could go on Malphite with a Null Magic Mantle is a Hex Drinker, I'd presume.
Yeah, and
or a Death Stance if you really want to do that.
No, I think he's probably trying to go into more standard tank items after the Wits End. And, like, the Wits End doesn't scale nearly as well as, like, an Abyssal Mask would do.
Yeah, one of these players, I don't remember if it was Taker or not, talked very highly about W max on that fight. Now we can't really see if he's done so or not, but it'd be really interesting to see
if we get our Mr. Observer here to click on Taker, we might be able to spot
but
it
first
out.
we need to see what happens to mid lane here. He's getting all in, he does not have flash. That's just an easy kill.
Drops down the Equalizer, and there's some pretty big damage to Fengi, but will go down in the end. And no, we have a Q max coming in from the Malphite, so yeah.
Alright. Well, looking at how the Wits End would bought, the W max would have made sense there, but yeah. Maybe didn't want to. I think it would have been really good to see how, like, you know that Rysar is very aggressive. And also knowing that, like, okay, just seeing in game that he goes in all the time, the W max could have been beneficial.
This is a very scary fight here, even though the Rumble ult is down and he's dead. I mean, they still have a Malphite. If they group up too much, they might get completely blown up. And no Migos is looking for the Sonic Wave to go in. Jumps over, trying to steal, does not get the steal, instead just falls down. And with that, it seems like Garshov will be next to follow. Takero is running away. He does not want to go in on that.
Yeah, really nice dragon fight there from Purple. Taking the lead, actually, for the first time in the game.
Yeah, indeed. And they're turning around here ever so slightly.
They're sitting in a very comfortable position with Normie right now. He is very strong on this Diana.
Yeah.
He is, as soon as he gets that Nashers, he's gonna be the
Meanwhile,
Spitter's
Feng,
threat.
he might be in a bit of a pickle here.
Oh no, it's actually Fegel and Normie getting both sandwiched
they're
between this
both,
Rumble and Malphite.
Okay, just handshakes and walk away. Yeah, I'm not sure if Fengi has been playing like very far back a lot of the times with Nomigos having such a large lead, so I don't think he's been able to get any stacks yet.
Yeah, can we get a count on that, Server? How many stacks Kindred has?
Yeah. Meanwhile, because otherwise it's not very happening very much. Yeah, okay, 2 stacks. It's all right. Still quite a bit away from the big break point of 5 stats, but
Yeah, looking at how weak Purple was early on, Kindred not having stacks makes sense.
yeah.
And I mean,
But I mean,
you
getting
just-
2 stacks when you're up against a really aggressive, slightly fed Lee Sin is still a pretty good effort.
yeah.
And yeah, so we have the Essence Reaver coming in on the Ash, so he can keep spamming that volley over and over.
Nasher's suit is done by Diana now as well.
Oh yeah, so now this Diana is looking pretty scary now with Rocket Belt plus the Nashers.
Yeah, if she gets in on, I'd say anyone right now except Malphite, they're going to be instantaneously
Rysor though taking
off.
a lot of damage here, decides to dash away with the Kingslayer.
I mean, we're probably gonna keep seeing these quick trades stop, right?
Yeah.
They've been going on the entire game right now. I'm pretty sure that Tekiro is also building towards the Adaptive Helm, looking at
Yeah.
how he has the Spectre's Cal and the Null Magic Mantle in his
Yeah,
inventory
no,
right
that
now.
makes sense. And I mean, since Silas gets a lot of damage from his passive as well, which you proc very often, you can get a lot of damage resistance from Adaptive Helm there.
I honestly think it's both for Diana's passive and Silent.
Oh, yeah. Diana does some, but Diana also has a lot of really big burns.
Nomiga's doing a lot of damage here though against Normie,
Yeah.
actually getting the shutdown. That's really big for him.
Yeah, no, that's really nice, getting to shut down this Diana before she becomes too big of a threat. And Kali tries to assist with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but does go a little bit wide. And with that, it seems like mid tower is gonna fall here. They have a 3-man roam.
Yeah, looking at it right now, Nomigos has been a very big favor for Dwight's success this game.
Oh yeah,
He's
no,
been-
he's been the driving force here.
Yeah, he's been all over the map. He's been playing this really, really well. And looking actually at his item pickup, I don't know if we mentioned that earlier, but he actually picked up Edge of Night.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. When you have the Polymorph, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, as well as a stun from Silas, generally being used to engage, just blocking one ability is enough.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just seeing how he, like earlier when he went mid, he could just basically just run for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then do all of his stuff because like his insect and whatnot. It's really beneficial for him right now. I mean, the
Yeah.
polymorph is really scary for me, if anything.
Yeah, and Rysor going in again. He does have the Unstoppable Force. Oh, never mind.
And
In the
trade
bot
him bot lane
lane
as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Machine
Garner's
on
gonna
Ash
go
coming
down.
in. Takes a lot of damage, does not hit the wall, and Matthew stuck inside of the alcove will go down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Tekiro manages to sneak out, flash out of trouble with a sliver of HP.
So here we see how the purple spot lane has come online, and they're doing a lot better now than what they were they're doing earlier. And they can just take these 1v1s, which is very unfortunate for the Vayne and Morgana. Seeing how you'd really want them to be able to win these 2v2s right now.
But there's the Malphite! You don't get to play the game, sorry, go to the grey screen.
One double TP
teleport,
from
but
Silas
Normie
Diana.
Oh,
Right, Nomigos is...
Moonfall did some pretty big damage, but Nomigos managed to dash out to safety.
He actually survived.
Tekiro. Yeah, Tekiro though, getting long range stunned. And here comes more middling dropping the equalizer, saying you shall go no further.
That was a bloodbath.
Yeah,
Say the
that
least.
was brutal. And Rysor, he wants more.
Just
He
goes
really
back
wants
in.
to get Nomigos, burns down in the end. And now middling without the equalizer can't really do too much here. Rysor in the back line, messing people up.
Gets the triple kill.
Triple kill, despite the wild growth, he will die in the very end, and just as a
And Dragon
parting
on that as
arrow.
well.
Yeah, and then comes a parting arrow from Kali. as Fengi picks up the second dragon for their team, second Ocean Drake.
Well, I was gonna redact my statement of it being a bloodbath because there was actually only a 1v1 trade, like a 1-for-1 trade. But right
went in again
to say that Riser went in and yeah, then it became a bloodbath, but only for whites because yeah, purple now sits at a very solid 3k lead. They have they're up 2 towers and they're equal in dragons.
Yeah, so yesterday, Rysar talked to me about their 35-minute power spike. It seems like they went online a little bit earlier this game, because they spiked really hard around 20 minutes, and since then they've built up a significant gold lead.
Looking at the map right now, people are just kind of resetting.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, Baron you can play around, but I don't think that white wants to initiate that, and I think purple could go harder for it right now because I think that they are strong enough.
The double ADC lets them take the Baron really quickly. And Kindred as well is sitting on 2 items, pretty comfortable. Ashe sitting Essence Reaver plus Hurricane, really happy to take fights right now.
Yeah, Silas is also done with his Leandries at this point.
Yeah, no, that extra burn came in clutch, letting him pick up the kill on Nomigos in the previous fight.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at it from purple's side, right? Let's see it positive. So Rubble just got his Sonias, which is huge, to be able to actually survive in fights. Vayne has her Ginsu's done now as well. These characters hit very hard power spikes. Lee just got a Black Cleaver as well, and Malphite after helm is done.
Yeah, no, and but the thing is also here that we see the Sonias coming in from mid lane. Yeah, sure, that's nice, but there is still so much AP damage on the enemy team, and Malphite is the only character that really has built magic resist. So everybody else, Arrow goes a little bit wide. Yeah, so we don't get any fight there, but I mean, we see the Sylas splitting in the bot lane here.
Talking about MR on mid lane, by the way, he might go Banshees later, but otherwise than that, I don't think there's any other like realistic items he's ever going to go on Rumble.
Yeah, no, like because that's on the Rumble, you don't have any good options for it unless you buy one completely defensive item like an adaptive helm. But I mean, right now they do still need the damage.
Yeah. And, I mean, he is their main AP threat as well, so having Rumble be kept up is super important right now.
Yeah, because otherwise you will rely... If Rumble doesn't have enough AP, then the enemy can just stack armor, and it will be very hard for Nomigos to get in there.
Talking about power spikes as well, by the way, Rysar just finished his Sonias, while we were speaking.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen him. He loves to go in, and he loves to go deep, so the Sonias is going to help him a lot there.
And just being able to go in as Silas, W someone to regain the health you lost, Sonias, and then being able to W almost immediately after.
Yeah, because it's such a short cooldown when you max it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be very important for these team fights, and it's gonna be. I'm actually a bit surprised that no one on White has gone any. Yeah, am I right with that? Yeah, no one has gotten any type of healing reduction, even though Kindred and Silas do incorporate that into the kit pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see Diana the Gunblade as well. It seems like we're not getting that this time, but...
Yeah, it doesn't look like that this game. Looking at how, you know, they have a Proto Belt.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Proto Belt is great for getting the extra mobility to get into the backline, getting on top of the Vayne. But yeah, it seems the longer this game goes on, it seems like more and more of the responsibilities for White will land on the Vayne, that the Vayne will need to be the one winning these fights for them.
I just realized that Ashe is not going IE right now. She's going another seal item.
Yeah, probably the Rapid Fire, I guess. I mean, Ashe scales extremely well with attack speed, but you also want the Infinity just for the extra crit damage.
I'd actually try to bet on it being the Phantom Dancer, if anything.
Oh yeah, no, actually, that's a good point as well.
Due to the Lee and the Malphite just entering the backline way too often.
I mean, for Lee, I think Phantom Dancer helps a lot, but for Malphite, I don't think... If a Malphite gets into you, it's like, it doesn't matter what you itemize, he's gonna clap you regardless.
No, I think it's mostly about just having those extra, like, second or two for Lulu to be able to react and, like, blow everything on you.
Yeah, because Lulu does have the Wild Growth, she has the shield, and she also has the Mikaels to cleanse any other CC after the initial knockup.
And yeah, Ash does scale really well with attack
but
speed.
wait, never mind. No Migos getting spotted out here.
Well, that was almost a close pick that could have gone on there.
Yeah, no, if it wasn't for the Edge of Night, he might have been toasted. That spell shield prevented Diana from going in on him.
Oh, right, so
and,
on the flank.
Right on the back line, trying to blow up
not
Matthew.
Yet Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew survived with a tiny bit of
that equalizer.
This is such a chaotic fight. I mean, the equalizer chunked out Fengi and Normie pretty heavily. Now, Kali just machine gunning down the enemy front line, and it looks like White has to disengage here. Normie and Fengi still holding on to their ultimates. Rice are being able to steal another ultimate in just a few seconds.
Purple
should be able to contest. Yeah.
And they get it.
Yeah, White couldn't contest that after blowing so much resources and not finding a kill.
Yeah, so we talked earlier about how Purple had this 25-minute power spike, right?
Yeah.
In scrims, we Team Blue, we went oh wait, actually I'll hold
never
that
mind.
statement.
Ricer he's going for more. Tekro trying to run his way away. Matthew, okay, with getting outnumbered, Ricer has to back off a little bit. And it seems like they're back to dancing around the Baron now.
Diana trying to find a pick there, but the Q does not hit anyone.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Migos goes in!
Tries to pick up Chicken Soup, does not die. Instead, no, Migos is the one dying. And there is a huge mess. Equalizer burning through people.
That was a great equalizer, but the enemy team is just
not enough.
At this point.
Yeah, and now Fengi still hasn't used Lamb's Respite, so they can take this Baron without having to worry about their HP.
Oh, I think they'd be able to take it either way, but I understand your thought about it. Well, okay, so the biggest thing that's going to come up now is that there's a soul point coming up.
Yeah.
In about 3 minutes.
They have soul point for Ocean Soul, and if they didn't, if we already before said that, oh, they might, White might want to invest in healing reduction, with an Ocean Soul coming up, they have to invest in healing reduction. It was also worth noting for that fight, Vayne, Matthew was just a sitting duck, Heal and Flash was both down, and Quicksilver just came off of cooldown, so he wasn't able to do anything really in that fight to get out.
And here we see one of the problems with Vayne as a character right now. There's so much CC in the meta.
Indeed.
And just having to be as close as you have to be with Vayne just really hampers the character from reaching her full potential. I've heard that Vayne is supposed to be better than a lot of these like short-range AD carries right now though, but now it's looking really rough.
She has good DPS, she has a stealth mobility, but I mean, the stealth on Tumble doesn't really matter if Silas just throws some chains in your face and says sit down and smacks you. Oh, there we go. Silas might be getting caught out, but we have a teleport coming in. Rice are taking it back in return. Unstoppable Force round 2 coming up.
So 4 people here from White.
Oh, uses it.
Huge Diana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is
the
grim.
Unstoppable Force into Diana ult was amazing there. Normie with these big ultimates coming in clutch. And Taker has to flash and run away.
And now, I mean, Red is just going to look for an inhibitor here, and then
they should be able to take an inhibitor and then back off to push out the mid wave. But they might actually start to finish. This is scary. The Equalizer is coming up, which could help clear out the minion wave.
I mean, I think they're too strong at this point, honestly.
Yeah, no. And the Equalizer in return from the Silas. Mid link falls before we get a chance to even blink. And Tekiro is gonna be up next. Machine gun down.
Only no Migos and Gotland up, but yeah, this is looking like a game.
Nothing we can do here. And that is game. And Team Purple will advance to the best of 3 finals. And
against
I have
Team
to
Black.
say, thank God, Ollie, that you're here, because otherwise I would have solo cost the finals, and that's more than I could handle. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, this was very interesting. We had Chicken Noodle Soup coming in clutch with the mobile internet. We thought they would be at a disadvantage playing from a less than optimal connection, but they performed well. They got down the wild groves when they needed to. And meanwhile, Rysor having a little bit of a... Yeah, so apparently during the game, Chicken Noodle Soup did get back his internet. But yeah, Rysor on the Silas going for some absolute nutty plays.
Yeah, as you could see in early on, he went 0 for 0 in laning phase.
Yeah, he had a really rough start. They shut him down very hard, camped him.
Yeah, but then again, as mentioned, Silas being able to just start snowballing so hard, and we could really see that in the later team fights. How he gained that 2-item, 3-item power spike and could just roll over the enemy at certain points.
Yeah. And also Normie with the Diana, they were like didn't look too much in the early game, but come mid to late game, got some really big ults, some really nice picks there on the champion as well. I mean, it was a really good performance from the entire team. It looked a little bit disorganized at first, but they got together, and when they started grouping up around 20 minutes, they just won fight after fight.
And then we see the post 25-30 minute mark power spike from Team Purple shining through.
Yeah. And with that, we will be taking a short break as we prepare for the best of 3 finals between Team Purple and Team Black. Yeah, alright. Welcome back. We're doing a bit of a post-game interview here with Rysar. I asked if they wanted to get somebody else from the team as well in, but they denied my request. So, how did it feel, Rysar? You had a very explosive game.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess. I kind of wanted to wanted to ban Malphite second rotation, as we had the 2 marksmen on our team.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I called that they were gonna pick it, and they did.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit.
You took Silas as a counter pick to that, right?
Yeah, because I'm not too confident in my Silas, but I've played this matchup before, and it's pretty one-sided. Their jungler did a super good job at just shutting me down early.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really snowball. But
what was the thought about? Yeah, I mean, because once you got your items in the late game, you still found some absolutely amazing engages. But what was the thought about fleet footwork? Because it felt a little bit odd to me.
It's it's about more the sustain kind of. I don't need more damage versus Malphite. I do enough damage with my abilities already. Because you saw, even when he had Adaptive Helm and Wits End 2 MR items, I still kind of chunk him.
Yeah, no, it was most in the very early stages when he did his first back and came back with a full null magic, full anti-magic.
Yeah, but I got very rough early. Maybe I could have taken a few more fights when I got behind if I had Conquer, but
yeah, no, that's because I mean I don't play it myself, so I don't know, but usually I see Conquer on it, so
yeah. I mean, I usually go Conquer, but I went to pro builds in Champ Select that most of the pros went Fleet Footwork versus Malphite. That's what I did.
Alright, yeah. I mean, it didn't work out in the end. You won the game. Wait, Kim? Okay, yeah. So I was hoping you would join me in casting, but since you're playing in the finals, congratulations, but fuck.
Thank you. Well, I hope your voice will make it to the end.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, now you're back against Black, which was the first match you played in the tournament as well.
Yeah, the first time we lost.
Yeah, how does that feel, getting the run back against them?
It's a bit scary, because I do think we had a good shot at winning that first game against them.
Yeah, it was really close back and forth.
But after seeing their other matches, they're so scary.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna deal with that. I think their support is the biggest threat to us.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because we did have a interview with Callie as well, and she said just as soon as she saw the Leona, she just kind of lost it at that point.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see a lot of support picks or support bans coming in next game.
Maybe we'll see. There's other stuff in the ban too, like a certain clown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. You always have to. You're just like You're paying the Shaco tax. You always have to use one of the bans just to get that out. Yeah, that kind of sucks because you only really have 2 bans in the first phase.
Yeah. Our bans are Teemo, Samira, and Malphite, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good thing with the Twitch interaction there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Twitch chat, for asking this important question. All right. But yeah, then I think I'll let you go back to your team now. Good luck.
Thank you.